Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on WWE Raw, 17th of April 2017. We kick off the show looking at our newest announcer, Booker T, who is going to be replacing David Otunga for the next 6 weeks while he is shooting his new movie. Why can't we just have that permanently or a two-man booth? I don't know, but we'll have to go with what we've got for now. Anyway, Strowman comes out and he said he broke Roman Reigns in half. He was proud to say that Reigns left in an ambulance. They didn't flip over, luckily. Was proud to say Reigns suffered a separated shoulder and cracked ribs, and proud to say that Roman Reigns wasn't going to be here tonight. The crowd was happy that he did that. And then he said Reigns is out of the way. He intends to show the rest of the locker room that he is a monster among men. Kurt Angle comes out. We get the usual "you suck" chants. I was a part of that. He asked Strowman what was he trying to prove. He has done enough damage. Strowman said there's more to come. Angle says what? That's what Reigns said over the phone before they signed on the air tonight. Angle ordered Strowman versus Reigns at Payback. Strowman said it would be Reigns' funeral. Strowman asked about tonight. Angle says Strowman should be suspended tonight and said you should just take the night off. Strowman said that Mick Foley tried to play these games with him and look how far that went for him. Strowman says he wanted more competition or else. Angle says or else what? Strowman got in Angle's face, gave him a nasty look and walked off. It was a good opening segment. I enjoyed that. Angle shows that he's a no-nonsense kind of general manager. I like that. And Strowman is just a beast, so we love that. Then Rollins comes out in commentary for the next match. We find out that him versus Joe will be Payback. We have Samoa Joe versus Chris Jericho. Joe misses another senton attempt from the second rope. Jericho puts Joe in the walls of Jericho. Joe managed to slowly roll him onto his back and then sank in the coquina clutch, which was a really old school sleeper hold. Jericho kicked off the top rope and teased the Bret Hart Steve Austin finish from the 1996 Survivor Series, but Joe rolled his shoulder up. Joe kept his body weight down on Jericho and got the body scissors to tap out. It was a really good match, actually. I enjoyed this match. Jericho got a bit of offense in. Joe looked strong, overcoming Jericho. It was really good. Then Joe took to the mic and called Rollins out. He said, behind the mighty Kingslayer, he said, Seth, if he remembered what it sounds like when Joe debuted. Joe said it was the sound of Rollins' ligaments and joints breaking after he was begging for mercy. Joe said that it was just business because Seth was a chosen target from his benefactor Triple H. Joe said that he cared about his clientele and he's going to take out Seth for what he did to Triple H and his wife Stephanie McMahon. Joe said that's going to be very personal. Rollins stepped on the announce table and said, of course it's personal. Joe tried to end his career and he said in 2 weeks, Payback is going to be a bitch. Oh yeah, he dropped the B-bomb. Great segment, great match. I enjoyed all of that. Solid stuff so far tonight, guys. Then Gallows and Anderson walked through the backstage, encountered the Drifter, Eli Sampson, who was playing his guitar. The announcer said that they would be facing the Golden Truth. Cameras showed the Golden Truth walking in the back, but they were attacked by Braun Strowman. He beat them down until WWE producers David Finlay, Jamie Noble, and Adam Pearce apparently stopped them. It was really good. I loved seeing R-Truth get his ass handed to him. It was so good. Let's keep doing that, Braun. I like it. And then we return from a commercial to see referee John Cone inform Strowman, who was sitting in his locker room, that Kurt Angle told him he has a night off. Braun said he would leave when he wanted to, unless you have a problem with that. Cone smartly did not have a problem with that, so Strowman sat back down, very annoyed. It was really good. I liked it. Let's continue this good shit. Then Gallows and Anderson went in the ring. Anderson said that they were the ones left on standby because Braun gave the Golden Truth the United Airlines treatment. I love that joke. Oh, that was so good. Gallows demanded Angle round them up some competition. Enzo and Cass' music hit. They did the usual promo. They even acknowledged that Dash Wilder's injury at the onset of the bout and said the Revival will be out of action for 8 weeks. It sounds like they're going to keep Scott Dawson off TV during that time as well. Best of luck to recovery for Dash Wilder. But yeah, we have Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. Really good match. Enzo made a hot tag to Cass. Cass cleared house with the big side slam, nailed the Empire Elbow, followed by the big boot, which was good. They went for the rocket launchers, but Gallows intercepted. Gallows was hit with a running big boot and then sent both of them over the ropes, including Cass's momentum sending him over in a scary fashion. Actually, it was not nice. Enzo came off the ropes on Anderson, who caught him and just rudely tossed him onto the corner, where Enzo crashed and burned and was pinned. Really good, actually. I enjoyed that. Great match. Solid wrestling, so let's keep that up. Then the Miz and Maurice came out for Miz TV. They showed footage of the WWE Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose coming out last week and beating up the Miz, ruining his Raw return. Before the Miz had a chance to say much, Ambrose came out again. They went back and forth. Ambrose mocked Miz's suit and shoes. Miz says he's dressed like this because he respects what a WWE superstar is meant to be. He said he looks and dresses the part. Miz says this is what a true WWE superstar looks like. Ambrose makes them look like wrestlers. I said it's good they look like wrestlers because that's what they are. He mocked Dean and said he should wear Zubats and take them back 30 years. He said Dean was the first draft pick. Ambrose was the WWE champion at SummerSlam and wasted his momentum. Miz says 6 months later Ambrose is barely a blip on the card. Ambrose sat there as Miz ranted. Miz said that Ambrose never gets anywhere because he's lazy and complacent. Dean says he could be wearing Zumbas and a fanny pack, but it doesn't matter what he's wearing, but what's in here. He points to his heart. He mocks Miz for caring about branding. He doesn't even know what that they mean because he's Dean Ambrose, not a brand. He loves what he does and he would do it in front of 10, 20 people or 100,000 people. They never say 20,000, but he said 100,000. Whoever did the nose is wrong. PW Insider, get your nose right. He said that he loves Black Eye, spitting his teeth out, fighting and bleeding, sweating. And he said that's why he's the IC champion. Dean says Miz should know since Dean beat him for the belt. Maurice called him a dirty little street rat and having the belt doesn't mean anything. She said the man doesn't make the champion, the championship made the man. Dean began getting ready for a fight, but the Miz obviously cutting the promo. He made the belt mean something while Dean ruined it. Miz said the belt is like Dean a joke. Miz was attacked. Maurice hit Dean, who turned towards her. Miz tried to grab Dean and he hit the dirty deed. Tried to hit the dirty deeds. Miz scampered out the ring. Miz and Maurice stood in the aisle as Dean dared them to come back and fight. But yeah, that was a good segment. Obviously, it's going to be leading to a Miz Dean Ambrose match, maybe a Payback or Extreme Rules. But either way, I'm liking it. Let's keep doing that. It's good. Oh, backstage, Braun was dragging Kalisto by his arm, and he said, "I'm leaving, but I'm taking him with me." And then, as he got to a bit, he went, "Roman is garbage, and now so are you." And he just dropped him into the dumpster. Someone knocked Braun down. It was the Big Show. He told Braun to try and pick on someone his own size. Yeah, that was a good segment. We did get told Show versus Strowman will be our main event for the evening. Very good. And then we have TJ Perkins versus Jack Gallagher. The announced Cruiserweight champion Neville was making a special appearance. He came out pyro, dressed to wrestle, stepped in the ring, looked at both the competitors and left the ring sat ringside. Before the match could begin, Austin Aries came out. He said he was inviting himself to the viewing party. He said he was making an even spectacular appearance. He sat next to Neville at ringside. The crowd chanted for Aries with a banana. I'd like to mention he had a banana. Don't forget that. That's very important. Obviously, Jack Gallagher did his Mary Poppins move where he opens the umbrella and then jumps on them. He did a sit-down senton with that. That was really good. Finish. Perkins was tossed into the ring, rolled out to the other side. Gallagher followed and they locked up. Gallagher was shoved back into Aries wiping him out. Aries wasn't happy and turned his attention to Perkins, but Neville attacked him. The referee was distracted, allowing Perkins to kick the ropes into Gallagher's face and then hit a devastation kick. I think I was meant to say detonation kick for the pin. Really good. I enjoyed it. Great match. It's obviously building up for the feud between these four guys, so it's pretty good. Then we go backstage. Akira Tozawa and Apollo Crews were talking. Tozawa was happy that his old friend is now on Raw. Titus O'Neil shows up and congratulates Crews about becoming a father for the first time. He asked Crews what is he going to do to make an impact. He pitched Crews becoming a member of the Titus brand. He gave Crews a pitch and was pretty awful, but Titus did a nice job of trying to sell it. He gave Apollo Crews a business card and told him to think about it. It's like saying you could go on an Apollo cruise and shit like that. It was awful, but funny awful. So I didn't actually mind it. This actually did amuse me. So okay. Then the Raw Tag Team Champions Matt and Jeff Hardy were interviewed. Matt said they were facing some of the most athletic competitors ever faced. I love how he slipped a little bit of Brooklyn Matt Hardy there. Cesaro and Sheamus showed up and said, since no one has done this yet, they want to officially welcome Matt and Jeff back. Sheamus said they were the innovators of TLC and the creators of TLC, and that everyone respect, including theirs. They noticed Cesaro versus Jeff will be taking place later. Sheamus said that it would be an honour to beat the legendary Hardys to win the title back. Matt said ladders are wonderful, but they don't need ladders to beat them. It was a good promo. I liked it. It was the first time Matt has spoke on camera in WWE in over 8 years, so it was good. I enjoyed it. Then we had our women's number one contendership match. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James versus Nia Jax. Jax got quite a lot of offense in to begin with, which was nice. Good back and forth. Finish. Banks was nailed with a flapjack. They battled in the corner. I don't know who that was with. Jax knocked Mickie off the top to the floor and then hit a Samoan drop on Banks. Bliss jumped in and stole the pinfall. So we have Alexa Bliss as the number one contender. I cannot wait. That's going to be great. It will be good. Then backstage, Big Show said he was going to give Braun Strowman a taste of his own medicine, giant style. That was good. And then Kurt Hawkins was in the ring and said last week Big Show stepped into the ring with him and now he's in the main event. He said if you step in the ring with him, you become a main eventer. He also had a clever Xavier school for gifted. He called someone out. Out came Finn Balor. Looks like someone may have passed his impact test today. Sorry, that's in the notes. Yeah, he has passed him. Obviously, he's wrestling. Finn Balor versus Kurt Hawkins. Hawkins missed a right hand and was nailed with several chops, sling blade, sent into the corner with a drop kick, and then coup de grace. It was like literally less than a minute. Thank you, Finn. That was great. Then they showed Dool Hill, a big wrestling fan, at ringside to preview the WWE Studio film Slate. Don't remember that. I think I was asleep. Probably. I don't know. I slept quite through a little bit of this Raw today, so what are you going to do? Oh, backstage, Chris Jericho has been interviewed. He admitted he lost to Samoa Joe, but he said he was sidetracked by his payback match against Kevin Owens. He said Owens called himself the face of America. Jericho said that Owens is a pretty ugly guy and America deserves, but they deserve the face of America. Jericho said if he wins, he's going to go to SmackDown Live. Jericho rolled up the fans to chant for him. He then thought Mike Rome was Tom Phillips, and when Rome tried to correct him, Jericho was going to put him on the list, but Eli Sampson walked through the promo, playing his guitar, and he went, "Random Drifter, you're on the list!" It was great. Great promo. Really great promo. I enjoyed every bit of it. Oh, and then they did a spooky Bray Wyatt promo with all sorts of clips of Bray. As Bray asked, what were you afraid of? Bray said, fear brings everyone together, but it's not like them and doesn't bow down to fear. Fear lives within his house. He said he could smell the fear in Randy Orton and promised that in his house of horrors, all of Randy's fears will come alive. He promised all sorts of terrible things would happen to Orton. He promised Randy would know fear and horror. He said that Orton's fear and pain would push Bray harder. He said that his house of horrors would forever be Randy's nightmare, and when Bray leaves it, he will leave alone. He said, but before he goes, he'll burn it to the ground with Randy inside. He invited Randy to join him in the fire where it all began. Great promo. Absolutely fantastic white promo. Very creepy. I cannot wait for the match. Now here's a segment I don't actually know about tonight. I'm just going to have to read it because I was asleep. And I actually missed this. Alicia Fox showed up. Was showing Dana Brooke what happened to her last week on 205 Live with the powder explosion in her face. Emma showed up and sowed the seeds of an issue between them, claiming Dana was making a joke about what happened to Fox. Fox got mad and stormed off, saying that they were no longer friends. Dana told Emma what she said was a lie. Emma told her she wanted to stand on her own 2 feet. Let's see how your balance is. Yeah, I guess that's building to the Emma-Dana feud. That didn't sound bad. I can't actually say for certain because I never actually watched it. I was asleep. Then we had Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. Really good match. I really did enjoy this. Cesaro cut off Jeff and went for the neutralizer. Jeff backdropped him and hit the twist of fate, and Jeff went to the top for the Swanton bomb and got the pin. Oh, it's so nice to have Jeff Hardy back. Good match. I think I missed that ending. So the match itself was good. So, and then backstage, Heath Slater and Rhino were talking about being on Raw when a pissed off Strowman walked by and spooked them. That was pretty good. Then we go to our main event of the evening: Braun Strowman versus Big Show. They brawled at ringside before the bell. Strowman was nailed with several punches and sent into the ring steps. They entered the ring, the bell officially rang. Strowman sent him to the floor and hit a sliding kick, which was pretty damn good, and he sent Strowman to the barrier. Show wondered what to do next and went to the top, but Strowman caught him again. They went to the top for a superplex and they destroyed the ring, which collapsed. With referee John Cone taking a bump to the floor and everything, even the ring steps bouncing. Everyone scrambled to check on Strowman and Show. Strowman recovered, stood up strong and dominant, screaming at the crowd. Show was out and never recovered. The story was that Braun was such a tough SOB, not even the complete destroyance of the ring could phase him. They did a hell of a job making him look like a beast, and this was a great main event, even with the obvious lack of conclusive finish. That was a great ending match. Missed it, sorry. Again, I was a bit of asleep. I was very tired during this night's Raw, but it was a fantastic Raw actually tonight. It was a great follow-up. Well, if you ignore last week's show, it's been consecutively good. I mean, last week was alright. This one was a lot better than last week's. I enjoyed everything. Fantastic night. Really good. Really good Raw. Moving the storylines along. Fantastic. That's all I can say about tonight. Now, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you have. Subscribe to more content, and I'll catch you later.